Today we're going to be taking on the challenge of converting my 1998 Nissan R34 Gtst from automatic to manual. There is very limited information online showing the whole process from start to finish, so hopefully this video series will help you out. This isn't going to be one of those projects that drags on for weeks or months. This is my only car and we only have 20 hours to use the ramp. We're going to be using the manual box from an R33 Gtst. This is mainly down to cost. Because the prices for R34s are absolutely insane at the minute, the prices of the gearboxes are around 4 to 5 times the cost of an R33 box. The main difference between the two is that the R33 is a push type and the R34 is a pull type. And push and pull refer to how the clutch is manipulated.
So when the clutch is on there, it's going to be like that.
Yeah.
And then when you push the pedal, it's going to push it out and then separate.
Push and pull.
Yeah.
I get it. So before we get into the fun stuff, let's have a look at all the different parts that you're going to need. Now I did source a majority of my parts from JDM Garage in the UK. They offer an auto to manual conversion kit on their website. However, this does not include all of the parts. Also, the kit includes a brand new R33 Gtst box, and the whole kit is around $5,500. And whilst it would have been great to have a brand new box, I did decide to shop elsewhere. I got a low mileage used Gtst gearbox for about £1,000 off eBay. I contacted JDM Garage and they were able to supply the kit for me, excluding the box, which cost me around £1,200. And in that kit you get quite an extensive list of parts. So you get genuine Nissan Clevis R-clip, Clevis pins, 8 genuine gearbox bolts, you get 2 Nissan nuts, you get the speed sensor, the speedo drive pinion and the speedo drive clip. I had these excluded from the kit as I'd already got them in the box. You get the clutch sleeve, clutch release fork, clutch slave cylinder. You get the front cover assembly, also didn't need this. You get the manual spigot bush, snap rings, shift lever, gear stick rubber boot, shift boot rubber, shift boot retainer. You get a genuine Nissan clutch pedal and you get the Nissan clutch pedal bracket and the pedal bolts. You also get a replacement prop shaft as it's a different size to the auto. You get an aftermarket master cylinder, clutch lines, and you get the APR pressure plate bolts and flywheel bolts. You're also going to need to source a Nissan clutch release bearing clip or spring holder, clutch release bearing, a Nissan clutch arm cover, and an important one, you'll need a manual sandwich plate or pressure plate as the auto one won't fit. These aren't listed on JDM Garage's website, but I did call them up and ask them and they were able to get me one £200 cheaper than importing one from Australia. So this is the R33 Gtst gearbox. It's already got the sensors plugged in. It's already got the cross member attached at the bottom. And hopefully tomorrow it's going to be on this. So let's see what happens. Cleaned up the R33 box.
It's come up quite nice to be fair.
It's looking alright, yeah.
So soon, this auto shifter will not be there anymore. And it will have this in here.
Nice. So we've got brand new clutch fork, brand new slave. There's a release bearing somewhere that goes on there. We'll find it in the box. I don't know. Hopefully we've got it, yeah. And remember, this is coming from 2 people who have no mechanical training. That little springy bit clicks onto there, yeah.
Right.
Oh! We've done a thing.
We've done gearbox things.
Okay, so it's doing stuff. This is the release bearing here.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's have a look. Okay, so we're going to put a little dab on the back of the fork.
Say about that.
Probably a little bit less.
A little bit less.
Yeah. Because if there's too much, you don't want it flying around and touching any of the friction plates. Yeah, better. Yeah. Put a little dab just on the back of the fork.
Put it on the ball or on the fork?
Put it on the ball. And then we'll put a little bit here as well in your little dimple.
Yeah,
in the fork. The focus on this is not doing well today. So we'll just grease this bit up because this is where the where that release bearing's going to run.
We've been greased on my shaft.
There we go, greased up shaft. So if you're buying the kit off JDM Garage, you will need to buy one of these separate clips afterwards on eBay. So that fits behind the fork on the release bearing. It didn't come with the clip that fit, so sense, wouldn't it?
That goes like that.
Yeah, so pop that on. Yeah, wicked. Right, so we thought we'd test this out, so put it in gear. Yeah. Third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. Whee!
There we go. Boom, bigger wheel.
So we're going for an Xtreme, I believe it's a stage 2 ceramic clutch and flywheel. Oh wow.
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 Look at that.
Oh look, we've got a release bearing with us as well. So I bought 3 of them for no reason.
And we have.
That's for aligning the clutch and flywheel when we do that. Cool, we've got some new bolts as well. I have already bought the operated APR ones anyway, so whatever. I thought that was an air freshener then. It's a piece of cardboard. You can have it. That's a present.
This is brilliant.
And this is our surprise guest.
This is Ryan, the other half of the drive arm.
This is hilarious. My dad was like, get a broomstick and a load of tape and you can do it like that.
Yeah.
Like clutch and flywheel.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You actually got the proper
for the
tool.
amount I paid for it, you'd like to think we'd give you one. If you're doing a conversion, you need the manual pressure plate, sandwich plate. You can only normally get these from Sydney, but JDM Garage managed to get me one.
Shout out JDM Garage.
Saved me £200, thank you.
So, cold start. Oh yes. Do it again, do it again.
You need to take all of this piece out. There's a bolt there and a bolt there. Phillips head screwdriver either side, not a bolt.
So soon, that won't be there, and you'll have a gear stick.
No, we'll have nothing for a while.
We'll have no.
Although we all know the real anti-theft device is no gearbox.
Scott, how did this come out?
You know what? I've watched a lot of YouTube videos.
Qualified
And I've learnt nothing.
YouTube mechanic.
That's the plan. Ah, there's a bolt there as well.
There you go.
Hey!
Pull that out, and then you should be able to pull the side bits out.
He's gonna snap this in it.
You know how much a replacement panel is?
Don't snap it.
$1 million.
200 quid.
Oh,
You say, oh, but that's still a lot of money. I don't have any money because I have a Skyline.
no.
Hey. Neutral, remove the screws, pull out the ashtray, remove the screw behind the ashtray, pull out the surrounding piece. Pull out the surrounding piece. Come on, Bal. Tell anybody what you want. Auto as well, because you've got the buttons for changing gear on your steering wheel. Make sure you remove the plug from that as well, because that'll be gone now. Because, you know, it'll be manual. Lovely. Okay, 4 bolts and then it's out.
4 bolts are out.
What's coming off this? No.
Yeah, the actual controller. And then we'll see the top of the gearbox through the car. There's the linkage here that we have to undo as well. Basically just turn it clockwise.
And unscrew it, because on the other end there's a thread.
And then it just pops off. So we got to get to the top. We got to get to the top of the gearbox so we can take this cluster out. Going off. Beautiful. So this is holding on to the cluster. So we've got to remove that. So recommended online to remove this bolt here, which has got the rest of that linkage arm that holds onto the auto cluster.
There's also a 19mm.
So that should just pull off and pull out, yeah? Fun, okay.
Ta-da! It's a go. I'm doing it.
What's it getting caught on? Oh, it's out.
It's out!
Well, no going back now.
Yeah, we're pretty much dedicated to this build now.
pretty much.
I guess my car's going to be manual.
Well,
I guess your car's going to be broken.
one way or another.
Well, it's not automatic anymore, let's put it that way. Okay, so next on my to-do list is empty the box. It's a shame because I've only just changed all the oil in this anyway. So now we emptied the gearbox oil out and had to wait for it to empty so we could start removing the prop shaft. Yeah, I don't know what people have been complaining about, you know, I'm sure we can get that out without having to remove the exhaust.
Oh yeah.
We will need to take that mount off though. Okay, so we've managed to do it without taking the exhaust out, which everybody seems to do. So what we're doing is we're taking it out this end instead of this end, which makes more sense. So there we go. The prop shaft that was pretty easy.
Is it a boy or girl?
So,
I'd say that's a boy, mate.
That's a boy, yeah.
Okay, so you got this block that sits behind the intercooler and in front of the radiator. So this is some form of cooling apparatus for the auto box. Thank you, Bar. So we've got to remove this from the car because it also feeds then round to the gearbox. You've also got to remove some of the hoses from the radiator as well, so you will end up having to drop some coolant out the car. I think it just affects the overflow so far because there's nothing that's come out, and I'm pretty certain my car has coolant in. So we've just unbolted this from up here behind, and now we're just going to take these pipes off and throw this all away, basically. I'm spinning it. There we go. It's just taking a bit of persuasion. There we go. So that is off, and
It's pissing out.
you got the line out. Ah, right. Show the line. So just a reminder that the starter motor is attached to the top of the gearbox. So I've been recommended to disable the battery so you know we don't get all sparky. I'm just going to remove this now. Wow, that's it done. Let's go back under the car. Once you've disconnected the battery, go back under the car and remove the starter motor from the top of the gearbox, which is held in by 2 bolts in this position. Next, you want to remove the automatic pressure plate, which differs from the manual pressure plate as it comes in 2 parts. To remove the bottom part, remove the lower 4 bolts from the bell housing. Once this is off, you need to remove 4 bolts for the torque converter. So, removing 4 bolts from the torque converter. To get it to turn around, to get to the next bolt, you've got to put a lot of pressure on it. Just let him remove the bolt first. Right then, my turn I suppose.
Go on, Dad.
Whew. That's over. You should have a go.
I will.
So now with the 4 bolts for the torque converter removed, it's now time to drop the box. We went round the box to remove all of the last electrical connections, pipe work, and also the oil dipstick that runs across the top of the gearbox. We then went round and removed the rest of the bell housing bolts and got ready to drop the box. And just something to note, there is a bolt right at the top of the gearbox. It's really easy to miss and very difficult to get to. All of the extensions. Yep. So we've missed 1 bolt right at the top. Oh, Ambition. That's 1 little bolt. Jeez. I feel like I should probably explain this next bit. We didn't have a jack to drop the gearbox down with, so instead we had to improvise and use a stack of tyres. Obviously, be careful doing this, gearboxes are very heavy. Keep going. Go on, keep going. Go on. Nearly. There we go. Oh my god.
it's stuck on that now.
So can you undo it?
I've undone both bolts.
Mate, it's tight.
There you go, there you go.
It's fine. It's taking most of the way.
There you go, it's there you go, it's out. That's going up, yeah?
Yeah, going up. Oh, well done,
That
guys.
was stressful, man. Woo!
Well done, boys.